What I would have missed the most would have been a lot of the experiences we had just exploring the city after school. I remember one of the first places that we went to was the candy store and ice cream parlor called Munchmakers that was a couple of blocks away.
I grew up in Staten Island, and I think just the ability, I always described my experience, Hunter, being so formative, because I always said I escaped Staten Island. Having commuted for 2 hours each way and taking the bus to the ferry and just sitting outside in the ferry and seeing all the pigeons fly by and looking out the window and seeing the skyline of Manhattan.
The free-range existence and self-sufficiency of being in New York City, almost whenever you want and wherever you want, pretty much. There was an absolute feeling of freedom and lack of surveillance that does not exist now.
Probably the thing I would miss most is just hanging out with friends in the hallways between classes, after games, and most importantly, probably in the warm weather in the yard after school. My son and daughter graduated recently from Hunter, and so I can say it's still an amazing place.
Lunchtime because there were so many different foods that I tried for the first time going to Hunter. It's shocking actually how many different foods I have tried. Beyond lunch, after school, it was pizza. I'd never had pizza.
So I treasured being in New York City, meeting all the people at Hunter, hanging out with my friends. Used to make a tradition out of lunchtime going to the Burger King on 86th Street with Joe Bornstein and Dan Leff, David Schweitzer, who we miss terribly. And just every single day, since I had no money, eating a Whopper Jr.
Taking the subway every day and reading the New York Times, because we were able to buy the New York Times at a discount. So I bought it all 6 years every day, and on the way home I would read different sections, but I always loved Wednesdays because it had the Metropolitan Diary in it, and I still read it every week now.
The downtime that I was able to sneak in between classes, between, the last class and your after school lesson, or between the lesson and going home, whether it was on the steps of the courtyard or sitting on the floor in some hallway.
I would certainly miss all the freedom of being able to range over Manhattan and the 5 boroughs with my subway pass. But the one place I would miss most is Astor Place haircutters.